I was in school 15 years back, and as a member of the student council, the most coveted position on stage would be for the person who would press the button that draws the curtains in and out. So this brings back a lot of memories. One of my team members, he was asking me to sit down, and I was telling him that back in school, my favorite place to always be was standing and running up and down these stairs. So I really don't know how to sit in auditorium spaces, and this school has been evoking a lot of such memories. So pardon my hoarse voice. I think I lost a lot of it yesterday night when a whole bunch of us were sitting, yapping, and reflecting and talking about life till 2 a.m. You can catch all of them, all the culprits smiling there in the audience. But that is what we are going to do now. We are in the final leg of our journey with you this year. In this part, we will be reflecting on some of the things that we have learned, appreciating some of the things that have come our way because of you all hosting us for FIU. And the third and the most important one will be feedback. How we can improve this further next year for all of you. So to start with the reflection part, I want all of us to take 1 minute of absolute silence and think about one thing that you have learned over the last 1.5 days with us, something that is extremely personal to you, and then share it with us. I don't want anyone to say, we have learned that we want to be leaders, we have to become great for the nation. You know, these statements are thrown around a lot. And what happens in such declarative statements is we lose out on taking responsibility for what is our personal action. Great, there's knowledge flowing everywhere. Adults are telling you what to do with your life and how great your life is. In fact, one of the members in the audience just before I was coming on stage asked me, "Sir, why do adults drink tea so much?" And I was scratching my head and I was like, okay, I saw my parents drink tea, my parents saw my grandparents drink tea, and so all of us have been drinking tea. But then I realized that perhaps the only time adults shut up is when they're drinking tea. So, over the next 1 minute, think about one learning that each of you have had. Reflect about it. What is it one thing that you're taking from all the conversations you've had, from the talks that were given on the stage, to the interactions you've had while walking from here to the dining halls, the informal interactions you've had? What is one learning that has opened your mind? And it has to be about you, not about us. So just 1 minute of silence. People with the mics, I will make you run a lot. We have limited time, so we have to make sure everyone gets a mic to speak. We'll start with you. Yes? So this is a famous technique that everyone goes through at Harvard, which is called the cold call. You have no idea where a question will come to you, so you always have to be ready to be able to answer the question. Yes? See, this is your training for the real world. One thing that you have learned.
To be patient and
Stand.
To be patient and sit quiet.
To be patient and
Sit quiet.
sit quiet. Why sit quiet?
Because you can't talk like in any session.
Okay. But what is the takeaway that you're taking from this session, from the FIU summit that we've done for you? You don't know? That's an honest admission. Okay. You. Yes.
So many speakers came here and they spoke about their lives, the ups and downs that they have gone through their lives and how they have finally successfully reached their goal. So I have learned that no matter how far I go in life, there are going to be ups and downs, and I just have to wait patiently, pave my way through to reach my goal and be successful.
And where are you going to apply this learning?
Throughout my life, wherever I go.
Let's
in
talk
every
about the next
milestone.
1 year.
Um,
Something very specific.
I am actually planning to apply for prefectship, so that's my goal, to
Right.
get the prefect badge.
So you're going to apply this learning there.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, there. Now start raising hands, okay? We will run around quickly. In between, I will cold call as well.
To be a good listener.
To be a good listener, okay?
So like when I listen, I observe, and by observing, I learn.
Okay,
So, and if you ask me that where I would actually apply this, I'd apply this to my peers and family and teachers, especially in classes.
okay. And what session did you learn this from? Or what interaction did you learn this insight from?
Yesterday's the session which was the storytelling of communication. That's where I learned that when you communicate, it's also very important to listen to the other person.
Right.
And the morning session of success, right, about building relationships. That's where I learned this from.
And where are you going to apply this in the next 1 year?
1 year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, as I'm a board student right now, in classes.
In classes, okay. The reason I'm asking about being specific about where you're going to apply this learning is a lot of us, we now live in the age where knowledge, and everyone has learned how to talk. Everyone has learned how to talk big words. We do that on Instagram, we do that on LinkedIn, Twitter, with our friends. So there's no person who does not have knowledge to give to you. And despite all this knowledge, we struggle. We struggle in our lives. We struggle in making changes in our lives. So we've learned the art of talking, and somewhere in that we forget the art of doing. And learning without doing is just being in delusion. Which is why I'm asking specifically, what have you learned? Where are you going to apply that? Anyone from here? Sir. Okay, go for it.
I've learned to just do it, just go out there,
Yeah.
try showing and sharing your perspective, because you never know who's gonna be inspired, who would follow your path.
And with any specific session or interaction you learned that from?
Yeah, I learned this during my stay at DPCTA yesterday with the personal conversations I had.
Oh, nice. And where are you going to apply it?
I'm gonna apply it probably this Founders Day choir, because I think I don't sing well, but I do, so.
Okay, somebody from here. Yes, this gentleman.
I think I learned that it is really okay to fail, and that I should instead try and be accountable to the mistakes I made and make. And I think I would apply this all the time now, especially this year, because I do a lot and I make a lot of mistakes, and I find myself hung over my mistakes, and I feel like I should just always be perfect. But I learned that I can't always be perfect, and whatever happens, happens, and I should just look forward and move on.
I just want to hold on to something you said. How does it feel to stand up in a room this big and say that I make a lot of mistakes?
Absolutely nerve-rattling. I feel very vulnerable right now.
You feel very vulnerable right now? Can we give the gentleman a huge round of applause? But where are you going to apply it? You said you're going to apply it everywhere, and I want us to stay away from such broad statements, that we'll apply it everywhere, all our lives. Anything that applies to all your life gets applied to nowhere. So a specific instance.
Okay, then I'll specify. Right now, I'm trying to start a lot of initiatives, and I also want to get a certain role of prefecture this year. And I feel like I've been doing enough. But then, if the time comes where I find out that I haven't done enough,
Yeah.
I'll accept it and I'll try and do better.
Okay. Let's get a response from here. Any learnings?
Sir, here.
Nishant, there's one person here who raised.
Yeah.
I found out that best way to communicate is to ask questions, and more questions is just the better.
Who did you learn it from?
I think probably Shabri, sir.
Nice. But more importantly, where are you going to apply it?
In the classroom, I'm going to eat my teacher's head with questions.
Yeah, go for it.
So I think my two most important learnings would be, one is that since you can't find the right time, find the right place and just hang around. Eventually everything will work out. And I think I forgot the second one, but then
Okay.
the
But
first,
where are you going to apply it?
I would apply it in like when I'm finding like trying to go into new relationships. Like if you're not at the right place and not at the right time, you won't get into many good relationships in life.
Nice. So are you going to apply that in relationships in school?
Maybe not.
Okay. All right, someone from here. Yeah.
Okay, first lesson I learned was from Google sir. So it is that you have to always trust the process and you have to enjoy the process to success. So that will be more useful for you other than attaining the success itself. And the second one was to respect everyone, no matter their age or status or anything. That I learned from Shabri sir
Right.
after we had the session yesterday.
And where are you going to apply this?
Everywhere.
No. Anything that gets
Okay.
applied everywhere gets applied
Okay.
nowhere.
Mostly
Specific.
here in the school.
Where?
Because right now I'm in grade 10, so I have to trust the process of studying and everything to attain the success in the exams.
Okay.
So, and the second one, to respect everyone again in the school, all individuals and everything.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Somebody from the middle section.
Sir?
Yeah.
So hi, my name is Nikita sir. I think I learned this from everyone over here, is that we should not actually judge based on where people come from. Like, in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, these people are coming from Harvard, they're the alumni, and I'm like, oh my God, we have to be very strict and the way we behave. But then the thing is, everyone is so full of life and love here, and it's just so good to see everyone communicate so well.
Nice. And where are you going to apply this?
I think I'm gonna apply this with everyone I meet,
At
new
the
people,
where?
and like whoever I don't know, I'll try meeting them, I'll try getting to know them.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing that. We often, I want to hold on to that point because it's a very important one. We often tend to package people in a single box because it makes it easy for our brains to deal with them or judge them. And judgment often is the lowest form of thinking. It's the easiest thing to do. And so yeah, when you heard the joke that how do you know somebody is from Harvard? It's the same way, how do you know somebody has an iPhone? They will tell you. But the good thing about all the peers that I have gotten to know, and all these people, it's not like I've known them for 10 years. I met most of them in January, and today I've been working with all of them, and it feels like I've known them forever. And the whole reason to be able to do that was, it didn't matter that they had gone to Harvard. There was more to their life, to their journeys, and to how they were dealing with people. And things like kindness, respect, collaboration, it has nothing to do with whether you went to Harvard, or you went to Wharton, or you went to MIT. So I want you to hold on to that there are always multiple facets to every person, and you have to look and give the opportunity to look at a person as a whole. And it's a slow process. So remember that every time you're judging someone, you are engaging in the lowest form of thinking. We'll quickly take a few more reflections before we move to the next section. Yeah. How are we doing on time? 10 minutes? 1 o'clock, okay.
Okay, so I've been recently seeing myself going through a lot of distraction, especially from studies. I genuinely did not think I'll get an answer to that from yesterday's session, passion to profession. I got caught of those two words, flow and focus. I would think I'll genuinely apply that to my studies since it's a class.
Okay.
Okay, so also from yesterday afternoon session, Shabri sir session, we got to interact with Nanjanad school students, and since I'm a team member of the school community service, that really helped me a lot about understanding their troubles. I would like to thank Shabri sir for that. Yeah.
Sure. Where are you going to apply this?
So we are planning of having more community visits this year.
Right.
So I guess I'll apply it there.
Nice. Yeah, go for it.
Hi. First of all, I'm really thankful and grateful for all the speakers, and whatever they said yesterday and today really means a lot to me. And second, what I'm really grateful for, what was it?
What you learned?
Yeah,
What have
what
you
I learned. Sorry. So I learned that success doesn't happen overnight, and you really need to work hard for it.
And which session or interaction?
No, everyone. I'm pretty sure everyone at one point they said about success, and yeah.
And where are you going to apply it?
I'm gonna apply this in like my daily life, and
A
you want me to be
specific- a
specific?
specific place.
Probably for prefectship.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, my name is Riyansh, and
Okay, we'll switch the pattern a little. Don't look at me and talk. Look at your rest of your friends and talk to them.
yeah, so I really had a very good experience with all the speakers, and I will try to unlock my full potential by implementing in my whole life, and I will try to unlock, what should I say? Yeah.
But specifically this year, where are you going to apply one of the learnings?
So basically, I will be trying to apply it in my extra co-curricular activities as well as academics, and I will try to improve myself.
Okay. We'll now move.
I think I'll elaborate on what was.
Where am I? Oh, yeah, there.
Use this one.
Yeah, this one. It was priorly said, but like the point where success isn't the destination. Success is the small things that you learn. Like for example, there was this great example. It's not I want to be a doctor. I want to heal people. That's what changed completely, and that's what made me feel like, oh, what I actually want to do. I was stuck between a few things, what I would want to do, but after I thought of it in that perspective, it became clearer to me.
And where are you applying it this year?
In the way I just told you, but I feel like in
No, specifically.
yeah, specifically for now, this one, I would say, another thing, I'm not doing it for my portfolio, I'm doing it for the enjoyment's sake.
Right. That's very powerful. before coming on stage, I was talking to Hridan and I was just asking him how many such engagement sessions or events you end up having in a year where you have people coming from outside, talking to you, sharing their life stories. And we roughly came at an estimate of around 12 to 15. One of the amazing things about places like Good Shepherd, places like Harvard's, is there are always amazing people coming and sharing their life and their lessons with you. What also ends up happening is, because we are in a steady flow of such knowledgeable, successful people coming in, we don't realize we start taking this for granted. Because one day, we step out of these cocooned places, we go out into the world, and we forget every single thing that we had learned. So it's nice. Classrooms are very good, safe spaces to be in, but classrooms are not where your actual learning is happening. The learning has to be applied in spaces outside the classroom. And one of the big parts of learning is the feedback process. The feedback essentially is sharing with somebody what you appreciated about something that they did, as well as telling them what is it that they can do better. It does not come from a place of judgment, it comes from a place of observation. So in the remaining time that we have, I want all of you to give feedback to our FIU team, to all the speakers that you have engaged with, and take 1 minute to think about how we as an FIU Harvard team could have improved this process for you for the next edition. Just take 1 minute to think about it. The future isn't written, it can be changed. He's wearing an FIU shirt. Can all the speakers come and share the stage with me so that we can have a face-to-face dialogue? Everyone, just come. Meghna? Priyanka? Yeah, we'll sit here on the stairs. Prash, Shriyank, we'll all sit here on this, okay? Huh? No planks. No planks. I won't ask anyone to do planks. Just sit. We'll sit here. Here, come. There's a spot for you. In a lot of international development work and working with people, the level at which you stand and speak to the people determines the hierarchy. So I always make sure that we get everyone at the same level so that the feedback is a gift. It's not a critique. And it's very important to understand that to improve in anything in life, you have to start with the habit of requesting for feedback and then having the guts to silently absorb it and not get defensive that, no, this is what I was trying to do. No, it's a gift. You take it and then you decide what you want to do with it. So who wants to kick us off with feedback? Something that we could have improved, whether it's in the organization, in the curation of the sessions, whether it's about the kind of topics we have been talking about, how long or short they were they too broad? Yeah, there. And your feedback is for the entire team, not a specific individual.
I feel the sessions were too short. I mean, we could have done a lot more if they were a bit longer.
Okay.
Give the microphone to that person in the white there because he was like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
Because you want to tell us you thought the sessions were too long. Tell us.
So personally, they were too long for my attention span.
Okay. Yeah, just wait, just. Right. A feedback, yeah, go for it.
I felt like it's not like the sessions were too long. I felt like they could have been structured differently, though. Definitely, I feel like the individual sessions it could have been a little bit chopped down, and we could have more face-to-face time with the speakers because conversation is way more comfortable, in my opinion, for me. And I definitely gained more from the conversational type feel.
Thank you for that. Feedback from the last row. Yeah, they've been enjoying being the backbenchers. I would love some balcony view, yes.
I think there should be like some interludes because there was too
Some
much
interludes.
information to process like all of a sudden. Yesterday was fine, but today there was just a lot of information, lot of like topics. Maybe some breaks in between would like, because I couldn't process all of the things you guys were talking about, so probably that.
Okay.
Yeah, we became very restless. I think one of the speakers even saw us outside when we were there to drink water. So yeah,
Lovely.
it was very weird.
So more intervals to absorb the learnings. Go for it.
Hello. One feedback I had is that when we're talking to the speaker, usually it's in front of the crowd or in the session. And for me, that really made me not want to speak because I am a bit like, I have a bit of stage fear, so when I'm speaking to like, let's say the alumni, right? Even if it's just individual, if I'm speaking from a group, it makes me like not want to speak like that. So I feel like one-on-one sessions a bit would be great. The Q&A we had yesterday was also pretty good, except not everyone came, so.
Thank you for that. More feedback? Okay, I'm getting the sign that we have to wrap up. I'll flip the question to all of you now. They've been seeing you as leaders, experts, speakers, people who have sorted lives, who know all the answers to all the challenges. Very quickly, I want you all to share one thing you have learned from the students here. Karthik.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to that gentleman who inadvertently thought, we weren't up there to your standards. And I really apologize for that. But what I'd like to say is that the past 2 days has been exceptional. I've done this FIU with this team who are dedicated once with all of them in Bangalore. But I've been trying to do this on my own before meeting this awesome group of people. And what I find here is your eagerness and willingness to maintain that high level of curiosity and learn. So that's my observation.
No, what have you learned from them?
Yeah, those are exactly the ideals that I'd like to take forward from what I've interacted with the students.
And where are you going to apply it in the next 1 year?
At the next FIU.
Okay. Bhanu.
For me, I think the conversations around the dinner tables and walking around the campus were the most valuable with all the young potential sitting here. What I learned is from the questions they asked of me. They were less about what the right answer is, but they were more about what the right question to ask, right? So for me, if I have to summarize that learning, it is curiosity over certainty, right? And where would I apply? I have 2 difficult board meetings coming up in the next 3 weeks. I will try to apply this right question to ask as opposed to look for the right answer.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Yesterday, in my session, the session that we did on international relations, was it Sharon that spoke now about the interaction between you Shepherdians and the Nanjanad school students. In that particular session, there were many moments when the Nanjanad school students were hesitating to speak. And there was a young lady, and I forget her name, I certainly remember her face, who was sitting towards the back, who spoke Tamil. Towards the back, no, back, who spoke Tamil, I am thinking.
She's in the back right now.
Yes, that was you. And I'm going to say this as a compliment, so I don't want you to be nervous that I've called out your name. You shouted out, let me use the right term. You amplified your voice and you said to the Nanjanad students, in Tamil you said, Pesunga, Dhairyama Pesunga. You said, don't hesitate to speak bravely and courageously without any problem. We will not judge you. Say whatever you feel like saying. You know, that moment, the way you amplified your voice with a lot of generosity and kindness is something that I find it difficult to do that all the time. The reason I find it difficult to do that all the time is because, one, I'm in a diplomatic world where I can't speak freely. Even to amplify my voice, I have to think 10 times. And then your ability to have said that in that kind of a setting in front of your friends, the Shepherdians, right? So in a way, you are going against the grain. It's something that I will try and apply on a daily basis in my work starting today. Thanks, Nishant.
Mr. Shark Tank.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a different answer for me. I think I learned to be a kid again for the past 2 days. And thank you so much for all the guys who interacted with me. You guys literally were not formal with me. You guys pulled down your guard, treated me like another Shepherdian or a friend of yours, and spoke absolute. So thank you for that, because it really helped me to be a kid again for 48 hours. Day-to-day life, I'm literally meeting leaders like them and having high-level conversations. And this was a good departure from that, and also got me to think from a very different perspective. So I'm going to take that home. Thank you.
So one thing I actually enjoyed a lot was the dinner side conversations. I think most of us were talking only to the students and taking back a lot of information. They have more information than we have. The awareness on subjects which is far vaster than what we know. And the conversations were very vast and long. And a lot of us missed our dinners because the bell rang. But it was simply amazing. Thank you.
Well, what I learned from is, a lot of people came and spoke to me in person, and whenever I was walking around, most of the students were very clear, confident, and hopeful, which was kind of showing their state of mind, which we adults kind of forget over a period of time. And that, I think, I kind of want to go back to myself when I was a teenager, when I was clear and confident and hopeful. I think that's the biggest lesson I learned from them.
Go for it.
Meghana is going to come at the end. So on my end, I enjoyed my interactions with so many of the students over here. I love throwing curveballs at people just to see how they respond. And so many people over here responded so well. In my session with Prashant, a lot of the students who came up as the lemonade sellers, we threw them a lot of curveballs, right? And I think that if you put Prashant and I in that situation, we would have failed.
And sugar as well.
And sugar as well. But that story we'll table aside for people who get in trouble. So I thought a lot of people over there interacted amazingly. There were also a lot of students in that session who ended up trying to get feedback on what they were working on. And I was very impressed that they got started out so early, right? The ability to think and like actually go and ask the right questions is super hard. And I think, to echo what has been said before, a lot of times I think when you're working on something for long enough, it becomes harder to sit and think with the same level of ease across multiple topics. So I think I'm going to take that back on some of the new projects I'm working on.
So I have a lighter learning. Last night at dinner, a bunch of girls gave me stories about ghosts. So I'm with you, I believe in ghosts too. But on a serious note, I think I love the idea of the I'm going to use the word clarity slightly loosely, but clarity and confidence in asking us questions. A lot of time on the dining table, walking around, walking to and fro. My escort, Nitya, thank you so much. It was great to feel confident and comfortable to ask the why not question. I think that was very powerful. When I was your age, I grew up with the idea of why. Chalta hai was what we grew up with, right? But, and I picked up why not actually in the States when I lived there. I think it went off. This 1.5 day it came back again to ask the question, why not? Thank you for that. Mic in my hand, I'm going to use it another 20 seconds. I work in climate change. The guys in my session and my introduction you would have known. I'm going to speak on behalf of my generation. I think we were responsible for why things are like this. And I'm very, very sorry for that. I genuinely mean it. Every time in my session I did that. Every time I speak in schools and colleges, I say this. I am very sorry on behalf of our generation for, pardon my using this word, screwing up what your future and our present is. But here's my commitment. And again, I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of us. We are willing to work with you. I'm here, I'm willing to work with you to see how can we ensure this trend doesn't continue. So seek out very, very accessible, much to what Meghna will not agree on, but happy to work with you on solving this. But thank you for opening yourself to letting us come in.
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for the administrative staff and the teachers and the students. I think this is one of the best, school going back kind of a memories which you guys have given us. And the kind of interactions, I mean, thanks to my team of escorts, I don't know who the genuine escort is because I actually have 3 or 4 of them who keep on coming across and helping me all throughout, starting with Siddhi, Nina, Tayara, and Aparijita, right? So thank you so much. The one thing which I learned across is in communication, when you speak with openness and honesty, it drives into your heart. And I think I learned it from you guys. You were amazing in the way you spoke. It was a genuine questions. It was a genuine kind of intrusiveness or the curiosity which you had. And that's something which I definitely will learn and I'll apply it as of now, starting from now. Thank you.
What an incredible couple of days it's been. You are all so special. You have so much to offer. And for me, the biggest learning that I had is that I need to shut up. I spoke way too much. And I apologize to those who came to the math and philosophy session yesterday. I talked and talked and I rambled and I rambled. And I don't know if I did what I wanted to do, which was to inspire at least a few of you to think a little more about mathematics. But when I shut up, wow, the way you took over. That debate that just came out of some questions between Yuvika and Sanchita and Ved, that was a philosophical debate. And you kicked it off and you just, did amazing things with that. I need to shut up more. You have so much to offer and so much to teach us. The candidness with which we had the student panel yesterday, the way Nina, was willing to be vulnerable on stage, but also to question the way we do certain things today, the way we teach certain subjects. Wow, I have so much to learn. My wife and I, we homeschool our children, and I had like an hour-and-a-half long conversation last night with her about all the things we need to do differently now because we want our kids to be more like you. And, you know, we're going to start doing things differently with them starting, well, 12 hours when I get back to Bangalore. Thank you. Thank you for opening my eyes. And now I'll take my own advice and I'll shut up.
Thank you so much. I totally loved the energy, the vibes in the entire campus. And one of the things that I realized is as I get older, I tend to apply brakes more than applying accelerator. And one of the big things that I learned, I'll take away from all the interactions with you, listening to you, and being in this place with so much positive energy, is that I'll apply brakes less often and focus more on accelerator. So, thank you.
Words can't emphasize enough how grateful I am. I just come to life when I speak with each one of you. What I learned today ties to what Mr. Naushad had actually eloquently quoted this morning. It was about stepping out of your circle. Have the courage to stepping out of your circle, right? So all my interactions, there was Arya who wanted to open up educational resources to underprivileged. There was Sarna who wanted her mother to go pursue higher education. There was Nanjapa who came to me and said, "Ma'am, are you working with Dharavi girls? And please do look up Dharavi diaries because there's definitely work to be done there." There's Dhiren who wants to pursue golf. As a professional player, and there's Aradha who wants to go from a money mindset to a purpose-led mindset. So all of these are shining examples of how you step out from the herd mentality and charter your own path. With that, I want to say the future is you, and the future is brighter than ever. Thank you.
So with coming at the end of the line, I can just say ditto to everyone else and keep quiet. But there are three short things that I'm going to take back and learn. I think what I learned is that all of you all listen differently. So while we might say something, thinking something else, you all are hearing it very differently, and that's something I'm going to start applying back at work immediately. The second is that all of you all wear your dreams on your sleeves. And you'll are very open to talking about, seeking help, and checking what is it that we can do to take it to the next level. So yeah, next time I'm going to have a whole notepad on my sleeve. And the third and last thing is this open, courageous honesty that all of you all have. I think as we grow up, we lose some of that. It's time all of us get that back. I'm at least going to try to. But wishing you all the very best, and thank you for making it such a wonderful 2 days for all of us.
I forgot about myself. If you want to see what leadership in action looks like on a day-to-day basis, that row of people standing there, that's it. It's not easy to wake up every day at 7 o'clock and be ready and come to anyone's home and ask them, knock, knock, 7:50, we are ready to take you for your breakfast. Or late at night, we have dropped you and we will come and escort you tomorrow. That sense of discipline, right? I can tell you that adults lose it. They lose that discipline in their life. The one thing that I learned, and it came from a conversation where one of the students responded, parents don't understand our lives. And I held on to that statement by Nina, and we went to the mess, and there we are having this conversation that, okay, help me understand, what do you mean parents don't understand life? And I'm trying to dig deep that, okay, break down this life, the word life that you're using. And we had such a beautiful conversation. Prashant, Shriyank, all of us were just trying to understand what do people your age mean when you all say that adults don't understand us. And for me, that was my learning, that just because I have a relationship with somebody does not necessarily mean that I understand what they are going through. And that applies to my personal life, that applies to my professional life, my public life. That was my biggest learning coming to Ooty. And with that, I will hand over the mic to Meghna to share her many learnings and lessons. I know she is going to, for the next 3 months, journal and write and talk about how much she has learned from here. But for now, I'll give her the final reflection before she hands over the mic to Dr. Padamsi.
So at its core, the philosophy of FIU is the 3 C's. It's curiosity, conversations, and the human connection. But we can only take one step from our end, right? We can step forward and say, okay, we want to build that curiosity in you. We want to connect with you. We want to have conversations with you. But you came forward 10 steps. And I think that was the beauty over here. That was the best surprise and the most grateful aspect that we can take back with us, because the amount of love that we have received from all of you is incredible. I'm not saying it to please Jacob or Sarah, but truly, truly, in every minute, every moment of our interactions with them, they were genuine in the way they cared about us. Whether they were bored in the session or that was different, but how they spoke to us with love, I think that's the best takeaway. Thank you.
Dr. Padamsi, on behalf of all Harvard alums, we would like you to have the final word. Thank you. Now you have the final mic.
Thank you so much for having me here. I really enjoyed being here. It was for a very short while, but I really enjoyed it. I like the business of you saying cold call, because this is a cold call for me. I have
Absolutely.
Anyway, one of the cheats that I did at the Harvard Business School was, you know, you had your cases all lined up beforehand. So I worked on the Saturday or the Sunday preparing for the Thursday's case, you see. I didn't give a damn about the Monday, the Tuesday, or just flipped through those. But the Thursday's case was perfectly well done. And when you sat in class, it was strategy. When you sat in class, you know, you were very attentive. So you never had a cold call if you were very attentive. But on Thursday, I started talking to my neighbor and distracting myself, so I'd get a cold call. So the guy would call me, and I'd be damn well prepared because I'd studied that case thoroughly well. So I'd take the chalk, go to the board, write things down, and everybody said, marvelous, marvelous, which is what I did when I spoke from there. Now you are giving me a real cold call, you see. Anyway, what I saw happening here, which I liked very much, is 3 feelings were coming out from this school. One of them was faith. Faith in humanity, faith in the school, faith in this country, faith in whatever you want. And faith makes things possible. That's a great thing to have. The second thing that came through was, I don't know how much of it I could read, but I could read yesterday at the dinner table that there was a lot of love around the place. You know, people, respect is one thing, but love, I think they loved the school. They loved the Jacob, they loved their headmaster, they loved the Sabri, everyone there. They had some kind of love for this. And this concept of love, it really makes things easy. So faith makes it possible. I think love makes it easy. And at the end, I would say there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope in all the students. And we hope and hope makes everything possible. So that was a real great thing that I saw here. But what was more important than all of that was the kind of developing of a we feeling. It's generally it's an I feeling, but here it was a kind of a we feeling, and that is very rare to find, very rare. I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted people to say, okay, can we develop the we feeling? And I remember in some part of my life working very hard on trying to see what ingredients should be there to develop a we feeling. And I found that there were 4 or 5 definite insights that helped this development of the we feeling. Because the moment you say I, you're alienated. But the moment you want to create a we feeling, one of the things was do not criticize. I'm not saying it in any negative way, but do not criticize, because criticizing comes so easily. But if you do not criticize, to create a we feeling, okay, do not criticize, do not complain, do not cry over people's shoulders, do not compare, but do compliment. And I think that was coming through all along everywhere. Everyone was complimenting everyone else for what they were doing. So I think this creation of the we feeling comes through quite well over here. So those are the things that I'm going to take back with me. And I must compliment, of course, you, sir, for running this thing, and you for creating such a wonderful institution. And I must say that the wife has to give up a lot in order to see that the husband creates something great. This is what I always found. At least my wife says so all the time, and they always say that there's always a woman behind the best man, and not necessarily your wife, but in our cases, I believe it is. Anyway, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed myself being here. Thank you.
As this summit draws to a close, we invite Akash Babu, our school's career ambassador, to the stage to deliver a heartfelt thank you note.
It's truly an honor to stand over here at the completion of what has been an incredibly enriching and inspiring youth summit. Over the past months and the 2 days for all of us, we have all shared ideas, built perspectives, built connections, and most importantly, reminded ourselves the immense potential that we as young people hold in shaping our world. From our keynote speakers through the panel discussions and the workshops, we have explored various topics from math and philosophy to innovation and the way to live. And we were reminded that solutions don't just come from experts in suits. It's us, the young voices with courage and creativity. The workshops gave us not only skills but also confidence, whether it was public speaking, problem solving, or collaborating with diverse ideas. And in every break, I saw connections being made, ideas being sketched, and the future being born. Personally, these few days were one of the best for me because we were all able to meet so many great, knowledgeable, and cool people, as Shabri mentions it. It was a really long journey, and it was worth every single bit of it. I remember we all started planning for this at the end of April. We worked hard in the vacations with Meghna ma'am, And from our side, it was Samya Miss, Anand Sir, Hazel Miss, Hridan, Aradhana, Nanjappa, Neena, Dhruva, and I. And I would like to mention that our career counselors have been working on their exits days too. Let's give them a round of applause for that. An event of this scale is never the work of one person. It is a woven efforts of many. Firstly, I would like to thank the Harvard Club of Bangalore and all the speakers who have joined us for the Youth Summit at Good Shepherd International School. It has been a real pleasure working with all of you, and I'm sure our Shepherdians had a great time in your workshops and your sessions. It's a really great opportunity which you have given us to gain knowledge and to go ahead with our lives, and most importantly, to shape the future. Special thanks to all the speakers who have joined us virtually. Your insights were very valuable for our students. Thank you, Samya Miss, Anand Sir, Hazel Miss, for making this event possible by coordinating this event. Thank you for all the students who have worked for this event, the curators, the escorts, backstage, and everybody who has worked. A huge thanks to Mr. Jacob Thomas, President, Ms. Sarah Jacob, Senior Vice President, Student and Staff Welfare, Mr. Vinod, Head of School, Deepa Miss, Headmistress, coordinators, and all the ACM members and all the teachers who have supported us for this cause. Thank you, Shashi Sir and Jackson Sir, for helping us with all the logistics throughout the event, from setting up our venues to all the support. I just want to mention something. So, we would just give them the requirements, and the next day, everything will be ready in the venues. I don't know how this is possible. Let's give them a round of applause for that. I'm extending my gratitude to all the Chechis and Annas who have worked with them for this to be possible. Thank you for the IT team over there at the top, working with all the fancy buttons to make this possible. Thank you, Amir Sir, Samson Sir, thank you, Rohit Sir, and everyone working in IT and sounds. Thank you, Prashant Sir, Ajay Sir, and Vimal Sir, the photographers. The design team. Thank you, Irfan Sir and Vicky Sir, for the backstage support. Thank you, Kesavan Sir, and thank you, Suraj Sir, for the amazing food. And last but not the least, thank you all for being a great audience. We hope these 2 days were enriching and enjoyable for you. Again, the most important thank you goes to all our esteemed speakers who have joined us yesterday and today and filled us up with ideas and invaluable guidance. Now I request all the speakers to accept a token of gratitude from all us escorts. As we leave today, I want us to remember that this summit is not an ending. It is the beginning. The conversations we have had here must not stay within these walls. They must ripple out to our schools, our community, and beyond. We are not just the leaders of tomorrow, we are the change makers of today. Every single one of us have the power to start something, to improve something, and to inspire someone. So let's take this energy and connections we have gained over here and let's turn them into action. Because the world does not change by itself. It's us who has to make the change, to make it better. Thank you all once again to everyone who had made this summit possible, and thank you all for being here, for believing in the cause and believing in each other. So, at last, let's go out there, make it happen, and remember, the future is us. Thank you. Signing off, Akash Babu.
We thank everyone for being an essential part of this summit. May today spark fresh curiosity, lasting friendships, and new purpose. Let's make it a day to remember.